Okay, sorry about that. Hey, everybody. My food that I ordered, as I usually do when I'm about to stream, came in right as the stream was supposed to start. So I had to run downstairs real quick. So, yeah, sorry about that. Welcome to the first YouTube live stream. We'll see how this goes. It's quite different than Twitch in a lot of ways, and so a lot of it I'm still learning. I got the stuff ready to go on the journal we're going to be making, which should be super fun to do. For right now, though, we're gonna turn this music down some. For right now, though, I am gonna have some dinner. If that's cool with you guys, if you're okay with me having dinner, and we can just chat. And see how things go. Like, I have no idea how the chat works as far as, like, it's on the side, so I guess it's just the same as other stuff, right? Can't be too different. If there's something you guys can't hear well, or you can't hear me, or whatever, just, like, let me know. Like, make sure that you put it in the chat. Okay? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. So I'll be on for a couple hours probably. I don't know if we'll finish the journal in that time. But we will definitely get a lot of it done. So there's a journal that I already have a design for, that I drew up a while back actually. The original design is actually for a tattoo, but the girl who was interested in the tattoo design ghosted me after I finished the design. And yeah, that was cool. Some shenanigans. That's how some people are, though. Okay, anyways. Kronza, hello. Hello. How are you doing this evening or day or what night it is for you? I'm not sure where you're from. So, welcome to the stream. Like I said, right now I'm just gonna eat some food before we get started, and we can like chat while I eat. Like, there's streams that just do that, right? Like, they're just like eating streams, right? If you want to know what I'm eating, I'll gladly tell you. Okay. I had it already once today, and it was delicious, so I decided I was gonna order it again. And so, yeah. Wonder how long the delay is. Oh, Sophie, hello. Yeah, I don't. That's the thing that's gonna be different now, right? Is like everybody's gonna be hopping on with like different usernames than what I'm used to. Yeah, I thought so, actually. Like, when I saw it, I thought maybe that was it. So, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna grab a drink. I'm late thirsty. Inside, hey man, welcome to the YouTube stream, Betty. Also, what do you guys think of this camera? What do you think of this? This is the good stuff. This is the new camera. I feel like it's really nice and clear and does a good job of stuff. First day in school after a while, so exhausted I fell asleep when I came home. Ooh, alright, yeah. I am not looking forward to going back to school tomorrow, actually. So, tomorrow I go back, and that is just not super excited about it. So, how was your break? What did you do? Did you go anywhere fun, or did you just stay here? Or? Pichka! Petunia! It's so good to see you. We need to get together and do the music stuff. Remember when we did the music stuff all the time? We did the music stuff so many times. And it was so fun. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I miss the music stuff. Just getting my... Oh, I guess I could. You guys want to see what I'm eating? I miss it too, girl. I miss it too. Look, I can show you exactly what I'm eating. Ta-da! Duck and jasmine rice. Duck and jasmine rice. Bump bump. Petunia, how was your week been? I stay here. I had admission and entrance exam to uni. Oh no, that's too bad. It is very tasty, actually. I really like duck a lot, and I really like fried things, and I like white rice, and I like sticky rice. Sticky rice that you can eat with chopsticks. Did you also have like a spring break, Petunia? Petra Sokorova. Bratislava and Košice. Oh, those are not close to each other. I need to move this over here. Take OBS and put it over here, since it doesn't show my chat, and then I can look. Why were you in such different places? Huh? So far it's good. I've never. This is my first like full-time streaming on here, and I mean, so we're talking what? I've been live for maybe like 10 minutes, if that. So, it's a little annoying. You have to, it's funny because the delay for me is a little bit long. Well, it's like 5-6 seconds. Maybe less, let's see. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh wow, that's almost a 20-second delay between the video for me, like what I'm watching, and what I actually did. I went to visit a friend in Košice and Bratislava. We had YWAM stuff. Ah. Wait, should I type something? I mean, if you want, I can just respond as soon as it took you long to write. What? I'll read the next thing you type, and you can see how long it is. I don't know if you're trying to measure it. Boom. I measured it just watching my video. I have the like the YouTube stream up so I can see. So all I did was just do something and then count how long it took before it showed up. I'm a napkin. So I was actually in Israel over spring break. That's too bad you had to worry about like entrance exams and stuff over your break. Oh, that's cool. I never knew that. Oh. So if you like actually get behind? In Israel, we went to the beach every day and we ate Israeli food. We ate falafels and shawarma, and we went to the beach and we went snorkeling and we looked at Finding Nemo stuff. Because the coral reef is right there. You legit just like swim out 3-4 meters and boom, like coral reef. It was awesome. I saw octopus, I saw pufferfish, I saw Nemos and their anemones. I swam with a school of fish. It was like I was part of it. Yeah, it was awesome. I went with my girlfriend, and also Carolyn and Lubo went with us. It was great. It was like in the 30s while we were there. It was so nice. Yeah, it was so great. I did not want to come back at all. I wanted to just like, stay at the beach every day. It was cool seeing local people like, because there were like big tents that were set up for like anyone to use. And it was cool seeing like local people who would bring all this stuff and like set out tables and they would grill out and chill like the entire day. I show up early in the morning and just stay there all day, just on the beach. It was really cool. And it's still like winter for them too, right? Like the water's not so warm for them, like compared to what they're used to. So yeah, I was there for 4 days in Eilat. I like already want to go back because I just want to swim more. I want to swim more in the coral reefs and stuff. Because it was like every time we swam out, we saw a lot of the same stuff, like same fish and everything. But it was like every time I swam out, I saw something new. Or something that looked really, really cool, you know? Like when I saw the octopus, that was crazy. Like, I got a video of it. I wish I could have got a video of it before it like changed colors, because I wish I could have got a video of it changing colors, because at first I saw it and it was like this red blob scooting along and these fish were following it. And then as soon as it got to the coral area, it immediately changed to like brown and textured like a rock. It was so crazy. Like instantly camouflage. Yeah, it was nuts. And then it just kind of like slowly scooted along looking like a piece of coral, and then it went underneath the reef to hide. There was another time we were swimming, and like, there was just a big school of all these little small fish that were probably like this big that were striped, but they were towards the top of the water. And like, I don't know, there was hundreds of them, and we were just like swimming with them. It was really awesome. I saw some lionfish, but they were really hard to get videos of, because they were always a little deeper and they were always on the underside of the reef, so you could just see their spine sticking out because they kind of just tucked up underneath, and it was hard to dive down and get video. I wasn't very good at diving. And I got like a full face mask. I'll show you. I got a full mask, like this, and then this goes on top. This is your snorkel for when you're swimming, right? And so it was great because you could just breathe normally and stuff. You don't have to worry about having something in your mouth. But the problem is you have a lot of air here, so when you go to try to dive down, excuse me, it's like really difficult because the air in your face mask, one, it like crushes your face, and two, it like pushes you back up. So yeah, but it was really awesome. I still like, it was probably one of my favorite trips ever. And then when we were looking for food, we weren't sure what we were gonna eat, or like where we were gonna go, and so we were walking around and we saw a few places like, okay, maybe, but we really wanted something like authentic, right? Like local. Then we found this place that kind of just looked like a kebab stand, but they had outdoor seating, and their food was delicious, and they were super nice, friendly, and so we ended up going there a couple nights. So that was fun. Another night we just walked along the beach at nighttime. Yeah. Overall, it was a great trip because we were also with awesome people too. So I will say this duck is not as good as the one I had earlier. This has a lot more like fat and stuff in it. But I do love white rice. Fried rice is also good, but So, I'm sorry you guys didn't get to go on that sweet trip. So, Ronza, were you just chilling at home, like studying all the time, or what? Me too, thank you. I appreciate that. Mushrooms, gross. I hate mushrooms. Ah, I see. Interesting. So like studying, stressing out, procrastinating about studying, then stressing out, like a vicious cycle of the three. What does this do? Manage. Oh. One of the things that I dislike about the YouTube thing is like you have to upload a thumbnail every time because they don't have like a live thumbnail. So you have to upload a thumbnail for whatever it is you're streaming. Oh yay, Maturito. Fun. Well, good luck. That'll stress all the students out, as it always does. Yeah, it is. They'll get better. Like this is, since you guys are here and you're some of my most common people, some of my biggest fans, if you want to say it that way. The reason why I'm switching and not worrying about streaming on Twitch anymore, I'm sure they will. Like, I'm sure they will. Like, this is one of the things about YouTube. Like, YouTube is not actually a great live streaming platform at the moment. But what YouTube is doing is they are constantly changing and adapting things to get better. So big streamers who are leaving Twitch to come to YouTube to stream will start giving their input, and then YouTube will start creating better things. Obviously, they looked at Twitch, I'm sure, because it's another live streaming platform, and I believe that they will continue to add and make it better for live streamers. So, yeah, I saw that. So, yeah, it's gonna keep getting better, and that's what's nice is like, so the things that we don't like right now will get better. I don't doubt that. Where Twitch, on the other hand, they're not really doing much to change anything. It's kind of like, and also, I'm not, my Twitch channel would not get bigger. It is very unlikely that I will get seen and noticed by people and made bigger. The only, yeah, and also I can, with YouTube, you can set, like, if I want to have like subscribers or whatever, I can set like the amount. So I could have like subscribers for like $1 a month, you know? Where on Twitch, the lowest somebody can give is 5, and you only get half of that. And so I can also set much higher tier stuff as well. Okay, I'm done. Food's done. I'm gonna shut this light off. Okay, so yeah, so on the other thing is like, if you look at how Twitch, I got sauces and crap everywhere. Meh. All the food stuff. Okay. What was I gonna say? Okay. So Twitch currently right now, it would be extremely hard for me to grow my channel on Twitch because like you don't really get seen so much if you're a small streamer, and people say, oh, you just gotta put in the hours, gotta put in the hours, gotta put in the hours. But like that's not necessarily just the case. It's not just put in the hours. Right now it's like you gotta get the connections. And I don't think Twitch is actually growing the amount of people that are coming to Twitch. Not very well, right? For me personally, I have to convince people that I know to come watch me live on Twitch. Because then they're like, oh, what's Twitch? Like, well, it's this other website. Okay, if you want to chat, you need to create a Twitch account. And they're basically coming to Twitch just to watch me. So the people that are watching me on Twitch are not people from Twitch. They're people that I've brought to Twitch, okay? To get them to watch me. Now, there were people, I did get new people to follow me and new people to watch. But in order to do that, I had to go to other artists' streams and be active. I had to be active on other artists' streams, and then the people who saw me there, or if that artist was like, oh, go check out Zach's stuff. But like if I'm streaming at the same time as that artist, they're gonna go to that artist instead of me, because they're already following that person. If I stream at a different time, okay, but a lot of them I was streaming at the same time or close to the same time when I was streaming. So it's like Twitch isn't getting more people. This is what I'm guessing, and just because of how things are done. Twitch isn't getting more people. It's just all of the people who were already watching Twitch, who were mostly watching gamers and then hot tub streamers and stupid crap, right? It's just the however many million people that get on Twitch, or if that, that move around to different streamers on Twitch. Right, so you're not getting anyone new come to watch Twitch stuff. You're just getting the same people. So you have to be the best one so that they choose you over the other people. Right? And it's like, I'm not going to be doing that. Like, so that's my big thing about why I'm also, and all my content is on YouTube as far, like, or going to be on YouTube, you know? Instagram is also a crap platform. Like, it's straight terrible now. Like, you don't get hardly anything. Even when I post, like, reels and stuff, like, the last reel did great. But, like, normally, like, when I was posting reels consistently, like, I still didn't get hardly anything. Hardly any views or likes, so. So yeah, but again, it is just about reels, but it's about dumb TikTok reels. Yeah, where here I can post YouTube Shorts, and right now YouTube is pushing YouTube Shorts pretty hardcore. So if I post a decent one that gets decent views, like I'll get several thousand views on it, like several thousand plays, and then get multiple followers from that. So. Yeah, and sadly the trends are straight terrible. So, anyways, that's why I'm switching to here, because now, let's say people follow my, they see they start, like they subscribe because they see my YouTube Shorts, right? Like they see some cool artistic stuff. Then they see my longer content about inspiration, about art things, about art products, about, you know, creating a creative space, which is the next video I'm going to do, about motivation. They see that, they're subscribed, they get notifications, and then boom, they see when I'm live. And it's all in one place. It's not like, hey, now I did a Twitch live stream, let me cut that up and send it over to YouTube, or, you know, or, oh, hey, I know you watch my YouTube stuff. Don't forget to check me out live on Twitch. Go to this other, like, people already do that enough with streaming stuff. Like, think of how many streaming apps you have to have now if you want to watch your shows. So, shenanigans. All right, let's get to work on this thing, yeah? boom. Here is the leather. This camera is the old camera. It is not so great at focusing sometimes. Here's the leather piece, and here is the if I wanted to switch to YouTube from Instagram and just make some shorts and maybe along the line some longer videos, what would you recommend? Just make shorts. Like if you're doing fun artistic short stuff, like there's a good chance. Like just record it and see what happens. The worst, you just delete it if it's bad. I literally took this, like if you go, my most recent YouTube short that I did and that I did on Instagram, that I got a ton of things about how to like actually impact people, right? Like I posted that video, YouTube decided to feature it at a bad time, and I got maybe 200 views within 2 days, right? So normally what happens is they from what I've noticed in my experimenting, because some of these shorts I put up, these YouTube shorts, I put up just for an experiment and see what happened, right? My first one was the Jinx one. It got 600 views over a couple days because it was featured twice. You can see the spike where it from a certain time to a certain time. The journal one, making a leather journal, it had like one spike up to like 1,500 views. It didn't spike again, so they only featured it one day. For whatever reason, I guess if it hits over 800 or something, they don't feature it a second day. Under that, it seemed like it got featured 2 days. There were 2 different spikes. But like I took down the video, the YouTube short of how to impact people, and it only had like 250 views because after 2 days there was no spikes really. And I was like, okay, this isn't that great. I realized the time that they featured it was just bad. I don't get to choose when it's featured. I'll upload it sometimes and it will be featured right away in YouTube Shorts. I'll upload it sometimes at a certain time and it will not be featured for like 5 hours. For whatever reason, I don't know how they do it, okay? So I took that one down, re-uploaded it without thinking about the time, just took it down, changed the song, re-uploaded it, and it jumped to 800 views that time. It only had 200. So like I recommend you just do some fun art videos and post them, and do not worry about them being perfect to start out with. But also watch videos. Like we can also chat more about this like over the phone or something or whatever, like in person somewhere. And I can explain more of stuff that I've learned in this little bit of time. All right, so we are taking this design here. Okay, I don't know how clear you can see this or not. We're taking this design and we are putting it on here, okay? That's why I was super glad I haven't used social media at all for 2 months. Hey, Pechka, like I do not blame you at all. For me, trying to do like a business thing and actually, you know, trying to make money, and really I'm gonna dive into YouTube a lot and hope that I get income from that, as well as like it just takes off and it really does inspire, and I'd like love people and care for people and show them who Jesus is and what it means to be an artist who loves Jesus, right? Like and just help people with stuff, like, and inspire them and help them to be creative and not be afraid. Like, but if that's not your thing, like there ain't no reason not to take a break from social media stuff. Like there's so much stupid crap out there right now. Like people love TikTok. In the next couple years, TikTok will be banned in most places. It's already banned in a lot of places. The country that it's from, China, probably isn't even allowed to use it. Like, a lot of people don't like to think through that part. Okay, by the way, if you're wondering what we're doing on this journal, I just took these edges and I sliced them. Not sliced them. I took off the hard part, so now it's a little more curved. That's what this piece is. Okay. So, yeah, like, and a lot of the content is just trash content. Like, I don't know if you saw my story about stuff with TikTok particularly, and about like it's one of the guys that I started following who's super helpful with doing YouTube stuff, and his name's Sean Cannell, and they have Think Media, and they're great. And he specifically talked about how YouTube, his third reason for why you should do YouTube stuff is because of the community that it creates. It is a much stronger community on YouTube. Like he said, there was something, I forget what her name was, but she has like 1.2 million she has 1.2 million followers on TikTok. Look at this. 1.2 million. That is all of Slovakia times 2 and then some. No, just kidding. I'm sorry. That's all of Bratislava. So I don't know why I was thinking Slovakia only had 500,000 people. Slovakia's got like 5 million. Okay, that is like all of Bratislava. Okay, times 2 and then some. Right, 1.2 million people. Okay. And she did an in-person thing at VidCon, and no one showed up to meet her. Like, that's TikTok in a nutshell for you. Yeah, Reels can also do the same thing. If you're like any of those, you can fall down a rabbit hole, like for sure, and just go and go and go. By the way, on to what we're doing here. I'm going to wet this down and just, okay, we're just gonna wet this down because it'll change the color. It'll also soften the leather, and then we are going to dye the leather. Actually, we want it to be darker so that when we put the design in, there's a hard contrast. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Like that just shows you like that's TikTok. Like no commitment. People don't really care about the people doing it. Like it's very surface level, like shallow content. A lot of it, if you want to get a bunch of followers and stuff, right? But it's not about getting a ton of and this is one thing that they talk about a lot, and what like I'm gonna be focused on a lot in my channel is like, it's not about just getting followers. It's about like creating a community of people who like enjoy what you do and have deeper meaning to what you do, right? Like, sweet, you got all those followers, now what? Do they actually bring you income? Do they actually support you? Do they actually care about what you do? No, they don't. They don't. They didn't even come to your meet and greet. Like, going viral over some dumb video? Great, then what? Then what's next? Like, sweet, I went viral over a dumb video. Now I just have to make a bunch of dumb videos to keep people following me. And then, like, if you're just making dumb videos, like, why do people care to hang out with you? If you're just creating TikTok videos that are just, like, text and nothing there, like, so... Yeah, and that's why I like things with YouTube, like the YouTube Shorts, like they're great right now because they're pushing it, but you can use that in order to introduce people to your channel, to your long form content, right? And actually make like good videos about stuff that matters. All right, so the next step we are doing, okay, while we're having this talk, is we are going to trace this onto here, okay? I did not copy this from the internet. I took a picture of it. Because it is on here, but I needed it to be a little smaller. Also, I'm keeping this original design, and because I don't want to trace over this and ruin the paper. Because what we do is we get this really wet, and then we trace it onto here, and that's how it works. But yeah, we need to get this pretty wet. Also, I need to grab a pencil that I'm going to trace with. we'll just let that soak in. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is the same. Like, again, that's why. So, this is why I'm pushing towards doing stuff on YouTube, why I refuse to get a TikTok. Like, people are like, why don't you do TikTok too? Like, no, I'm not going to. And like I said, it's gonna be banned in most countries soon. Like, it's already banned in like 24 states in the US, like in multiple countries. It is run by, like, yeah. It also wasn't new. It's not a new concept. Short form video, like social media, was out a long time ago with what was called Vine, and Vine was great. And you only had 7 seconds to make a cool thing. And people did some really cool stuff in 7 seconds. Alright, now I'm gonna have to try to make sure that I trace this. Let's pick a different color maybe and sharpen it so that I can actually see. So I got a red pencil. Kayla Phillips, hello! TikTok is only good if you can effectively use it to bring people to your other platforms with that. That is quite hard. Right, because they're just flipping through your content super fast. Thank you. Kayla, this was actually believe it or not, it was a tattoo design. And the person who wanted the design ghosted me. So that was rough. I don't think she ended up using it, but she did just straight ghost me after I came up with the design, and we talked through multiple things about it. Very uncool. Because I spent like multiple hours coming up with it. She sent me references and ideas, and I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, all right, I'll turn this into a journal design. And I already did one. And I got this order a while back, and I'm working on it now because I almost forgot about it. There's a lot to trace here though, so I might actually just do the outlines of all the petals and stuff and save the details for when I'm burning. So I've done this journal once already, and people really enjoyed it, so. But it is not easy to do, because as you can see, there are a lot of details. Also, Kayla, welcome to the first YouTube stream. Glad to have you here. You made a tattoo design for a classmate? Awesome. What was it? The amount of people who do art who got asked to do tattoo designs is probably off the charts. I am very careful about who I will do tattoo designs for and what they want, if I would even do it. It's better to go to the tattoo artist. Because they'll be able to tell you what they can do or what's a good idea. Like my tattoo artist, when I designed something and she was like, a snowflake, it was for free though. Oh, that's okay. Like my tattoo artist, when I wanted something, she was like, that's not gonna look good because the letters will all just blur together eventually. It's better to do this. And so she redesigned it and I was like, oh, thanks. Kayla, have you ever been asked to do a tattoo design? Yep, that makes sense to me. Like, I don't blame him. Like, I'm not here to just carbon copy something for you. Like, I studied art and, well, if that's what you did. If you're just in it for the whatever, then okay. Like, if you're just in it for tattooing, you don't care about making the art, then I guess that's all right. Oh, also, Kayla, I meant to message you and Aaron as well and have you guys pray for something for me. You probably saw it in my Instagram stories. But it is a pretty big deal. You know what else is nice about like streaming on Twitch is like I don't have to or streaming on YouTube is that I don't have to convince people to make a YouTube account, because like everybody already has a YouTube account, right? It's like, hey, just open your YouTube and subscribe and get notifications. That's all there is to it. All right, I think we got the bass down. Ba-boom. Yes, we do. Did she actually get that tattooed? That's awesome. Alright, so we got the rough. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something real quick. We are gonna lower this. Right here. Okay. This will give you guys a better view. Yeah, so I lost a huge chunk of my missionary support just this last week. I will have basically 3 more months of support from them, and then it will be done. And it's like an amount that's like it's an amount that's like that like could pull me off the mission field amount. Like, that's how much I lost. So it's hard to explain. It was like kind of one supporter, like a church ministry, but I think they get support from multiple small churches in the area. And so I think they used that because it was a decent amount for it to just be one small like ministry. So yeah, it's like gotta pray a lot and ask God for direction because like I said, like it's an amount, like it's I if I don't find a way to get that income back somehow, I can't stay here in Slovakia. Like I'm just done. I do believe God has a plan and that He knows what's going on. I am not scared of that part. They're bailing for a few reasons. It was not so. I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's hard to say that it's a miscommunication. It's a miscommunication and misunderstanding error. Like I thought they were supporting me as a missionary to Slovakia and reaching students, but apparently they were just supporting me as being a teacher. And so since I've decided to leave the school, they've decided they don't want to support whatever ministries I go do instead. That's the gist of it. I left out this leaf here. So yeah, so it's the irony is that they had increased their support, and which was great, and it is what made it more plausible for me to be able to leave the school. And then when I leave the school, they pull support because they were only with me because I was at the school, which was never clearly said. It was never like, hey, we support you just as a teacher. Like, no, it was like I always understood it as they supported me reaching youth in Slovakia, and the school was just one of those ministries. But yeah, so definitely need some prayer for that because that's a big deal. I've got till June 30th to be able to come up with another $600 a month. Yes, that's the amount. That's the amount. That's a big amount. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. Thanks, I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. We'll see what's next. Maybe YouTube stuff will take off and I'll be able to because a few reasons why. Like, I know God is in control, first of all. I know He is not surprised about this. Like, He's not surprised about it. He knew it was coming, but there are certain things that have taken place, or even like my relationship, that show me that like I'm supposed to be here. So I'm not worried that He's going to provide a way. I just don't know what that way is. And that's a little worrisome, and the time frame and so on. So it's like, yeah, I feel mostly okay. It's just really discouraging, and also it is a bit of a worry, like knowing what's next, trying to figure out like what's next. Like, what do I do to come up with that? Like, that's a pretty hefty amount, right? Like, that is not a small amount. All right, we're gonna get to the burning here. Burning. And I will try to do my best to keep these cool. So, Patreon is too much work for me. I can't do that. 1 second. This isn't even plugged in. Oh, there it is. I see why it's not plugged in. Because I've got all the other things plugged in. Like this. For now. Yeah, a Patreon is too much work, and I don't think I would get enough people. Like, you really have to. I don't have enough content as far as art stuff to be able to create a Patreon. I really think doing more into YouTube videos and monetizing, and then also getting affiliate programs and stuff through YouTube, Amazon affiliate stuff and different things. I really think that really could. Hey Pechka, it was nice to hear from you too. We definitely need to do some fun stuff together soon, and mostly music, I think. Lots of music. We should be doing music more. We should just do some live music places. There is a lot of money to be made through YouTube. And it's just going to get more and more. And they've even started monetizing shorts now. So, not that it's a lot, but you can actually make pretty good money even doing that. I'm gonna keep this here as a reference. Just text you after Matarita? Okay, I will. When is it again? But I'm also going to try to just get some more financial supporters. I'm also going to do video calls with all of my current supporters to make sure that they understand the situation. And can pray for it, but also if they have thoughts or ideas, but also it made me realize, like, I need to make sure I know why they're supporting me, like what they're supporting, right? Are they supporting that I'm a missionary in Slovakia, or are they supporting a specific thing, right? Like I just discovered, like they're supporting me just because I'm a teacher. Next Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, I'll also be praying for that, and I might message you to catch up if I can remember to, so sorry if I don't, but yeah. I need this to not be angled. Thanks, Pechka. See ya. Have a good night. Oh, that's cool. Guess that camera just decided to give out. Bring it back, camera. Man, this happened last time too. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Okay, let's... deactivate. Activate. We'll try this again. Wow, it just really doesn't want to... That's so weird. Why does it do that? And this is why I got a new camera. That's really unfortunate. As I start burning, it decides to just go out. Yeah, there we go. It's back. It just needed me to turn it on and off 17 times. So yeah, big possible changes coming up, you know? Like I really don't think it will come down to me having to like go back to the US. Because to be honest, the same problem, like I would just be able to get a job in the US. I wouldn't like, and I would have a place to live for free until I get things figured out. But I would still need to make money, right? Like, I also learned, like, don't take supporters on for massive amounts because when they pull it, you're screwed. There were some other reasons too that were like kind of confusing. It didn't exactly make sense because like in reality they weren't completely true, I guess. Like them not knowing what I was doing but like they did know. Like I was very clear and open about it. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose my mind. Why? I think it's actually the USB thing. Because I saw my... You guys probably keep hearing that and I apologize. Well, that's cool. Why doesn't it recognize this? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's randomly disconnecting and not. Is there some way for you to find a job in Slovakia, or do you need some weird visa? So the thing is I don't want like a job in Slovakia, right? Like the whole thing was that now I would be able to leave the school and do full-time like mission work, missionary things, right? Like I could focus more on doing edge sports like floorball tournaments and helping create that and doing stuff with small groups with like the whole mission side of things, right? Like that was the idea, is that finally I can do this full-time. Like I can do art hangouts more consistently because I have the time, because I can devote time to finding a space or creating a space for it. Like, you know, I don't have to worry about a job that would take away from a lot. Yeah, I don't want to teach English. I don't want to teach. I don't want to deal with making lesson plans. Like I don't really like teaching. I like spending time with students and interacting with them and having fun. Like, but I don't like teaching, right? Like I don't like all the nonsense you have to do for actually teaching. Making lessons, going to meetings, like grading papers. Like I don't want to do that. That's a huge time suck for me, and I'm kind of just done with it, you know? Like I want to focus on the ministry side of stuff. I want to focus on like I said, like doing art hangouts, doing more sports stuff. I want to do like create a group of people to do ultimate frisbee consistently when it's warmer out, and like even have ultimate frisbee tournaments. And I want to have a place where we can do art hangouts and have them every week, like, hey, or every 2 weeks, like, I want to really dive into those things, and I want to do it with a lot of my time, and to do them well, I need the time and energy. That's a big thing right now too, is just energy, right? Like, a lot of my energy is just sucked. Yeah, meetings and grading are the worst part, and for me, like, as a missionary here, like, that's the worst part. Like, that takes away from, like, I know it's a necessary evil to a point in schools, right? As a teachers, you have to do that, but, like, that's why I don't want to teach. Teaching was my way to be in the school, to build relationships with students and, like, share Christ with them and, like, help them grow and change and see that, like, they're loved and they're cared for. Like, that's why I was teaching, and to show them Christ however I could. And but when the school decided to start changing its focus and everything, and it's become more about just teaching, like, if I would have come in and the school was already just teaching, this wouldn't be such a big deal, right? Like, it would be normal. But to come in and, like, really be able to be a missionary in school, and then get turned into just a teacher, that's a big difference. That's a huge change. And again, I'm just, like, tired of the teaching side of stuff. Like, and I don't think I should, like, torture myself, like, keeping it going when I'm kind of just surviving. Like, alright, looking pretty good. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna break this thing. Of course. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Yes, I did, actually. I did. Like, I explained that to them. I explained how the school is moving in a different direction. And I explained that, like, now I would be able to do, like, more full-time stuff and, like, full-time missions, and still, like, with students. Like, that's the whole goal. My whole goal is to still, like, spend time with students and build relationships and show them Jesus, and, like, he's the reason I'm here, But that was also one of their things, is because all of my videos aren't necessarily just, like, Bible verses and super religious videos, that they felt like, I talk about this stuff, but I'm not really showing that Jesus is the center of stuff. But, like, I'm not. Everyone here knows that I'm here as a missionary to share Jesus with them. Like, but you need to build relationships with people in order to do that. You need to use the video I said and, like, impact people and show them that you love and care. Like, if you don't believe that I really care about you, why would you listen to me share about Jesus? Like, what student is really going to listen to me if I'm just on a high horse talking about this Jesus guy, but I don't really show that I love and care about that person? Why would they listen to me? Just because I'm a missionary and they should, and because, Jesus is the truth? Like, yeah, that would be great. But, like, Jesus also cared about people, and he showed that first. They really don't. They really don't. And sadly, it's a lot of older generation that doesn't get it because they came to church because they had to, and they came to church because their families came to church, and they don't understand this generation now. That's not how it works. Right? Like maybe in your generation you just respected somebody because they were older or because they had a title. Like, we don't operate that way, and the generation below us operates even less that way. Like, if I don't care that you're the number one guy for youth ministry, like, or whatever, right? Like, I don't care if you're the number one guy for learning how to teach students whatever. I'm like, why should I listen to you? Like, you don't know my students, and that thing that you're saying doesn't apply to everyone. But some teachers are like, oh yeah, he's great, he knows all this stuff, he wrote all these books, he's really well known. And I'm like, and what? Give me a reason. Like, show me. This camera. And I see that from many people who grew up with this stuff. It's so natural to them. They don't realize it will put people who were not previously exposed to it off. Yeah. Yep. And this is the goal that we have in the ministries that we do, like outside of the school, with floorball, with art hangouts and stuff. Like, that's my goal. Art hangouts are just a difficult thing because it's just not consistent, because it's hard to find a place and time, because I'm teaching at school till 4 every day. Like, that makes it difficult. Yeah, no, I am with you. I get that. I understand, and I see it. Like, it's also why, like, Sophie, if you've come to our church and you see the cafe area that we're creating, it's part of the reason we want to create the cafe area, is that right now it's for building community in the church, but the idea is that, like, we create a space that's safe and comfortable. Like, following Jesus is not safe and comfortable. Trust me, it is not. Like, people will hate you, they'll disagree with you. Like, that's very clear in the Bible. The idea that, like, following Jesus is, like, the safe route is not. It's not the safe route at all. Like, the world is very much against Jesus, right? The safe side of it is, like, that, like, Jesus loves and cares about you, and he has a plan for you, and, like, he died on the cross for your sins, right? Like, that's the safe side of it. But as far as, like, life is easier, that's not necessarily true. The only thing that makes it easier is having hope in something more, right? Like, knowing that, like, God has my back, and understanding why things happen and how stuff works, and, like, trusting. Like, that's huge. So anyways, but we want to create a space that, like, people want to come to. They feel, like, loved, they feel cared for, they feel like the people there really care about them, and that's why we want them to be there, so that we can share the gospel with them. And that's the purpose of the cafe and the church overall. Is to, our original thought was, okay, what if we created a space that like we could get our floorball guys to come to? They're not going to come sit up in the service, but I could probably get them to sit downstairs and have a coffee with me while the service is going on, and we could watch it on the screen, right? Like, they like that community. Like, why not use that to bring in something more, you know? So it's not putting off, right? Like, we want to so I wish the people could see how it looks from the other side. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's part of the generational gap, and also why I think one of the reasons why I lost the support was because I think they wanted it to be more hardcore, and that's not how I try to reach students, right? I want to build relationships where, first, show them that I care, show them what like a life with Jesus is like, and why it's better, and why it's important, and why it matters. Like, it's hard to say it's better. Like, it's better because like I know that I go to heaven, and I know I have a peace and a hope and things. Like, I can have all these doubts and fears, but at the same time I know I'm taken care of. I don't think I could get any support from here in Slovakia. Like, I do plan on trying to get smaller support. Like, that's the goal, is to get more people to take me on for a smaller amounts. Like, my other supporters do not give that much, and I have a lot more supporters. But their little amounts comprised to basically what that big amount was, you know, altogether. And so that's why it's a big deal. Partly my fault for having such a that kind of support from just one group, but yeah. You don't usually say no to support, right? Okay, so we got the basic outline of all this stuff down. I will probably go back and darken some of it tomorrow and so on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch just some details that I'm going to shade into it. First, we're going to shut this off so I don't burn my hand off. And I'm just going to use something like this to get some other So yeah, hopefully, like, I'm really praying that stuff opens up, that, you know, stuff in YouTube, if that's what really, like, God really wants me to pursue that, and it's actually going to work, like, that doors would open there. That as I talk with my other supporters that I have, that maybe they have ideas or want to increase support, that maybe they would recommend other churches who would be interested, possibly. Yeah. But like I said, like, I'm a little worried, I'm a little stressed about it. It kind of, like, it's very discouraging, right? But like, I know I'm taken care of. And that's why I'm not worried. Because I know this isn't like a surprise for God. Like, God's not surprised about what's happening. He already knew it was going to happen a long time ago. So I'm meeting with the pastor of my church, and I'm going to share some stuff with him about what happened, and maybe he'll have something too. Or you know what I would love, though? I would love if I could just straight open a cafe and start a business and use it as a place to like love and care for people. Like, that would be so awesome. Doing programs for students, doing programs for the community, like showing Christ to people, really like loving and caring for them in a cafe setting, you know, and creating an awesome place for that, where they can feel loved and cared for, and they know that we're there to share the love of Jesus with them. That's what I want to do. Fuel for anxiety. Thanks, Sophie. I really appreciate it. That's the big thing for me too, is also like freedom. And I think that was one of the problems, is that they didn't like that I had freedom to just kind of do whatever, and I wasn't like accountable to anyone for like, I have to keep doing this ministry, I have to keep doing this or whatever. Like, I was kind of free in the ministries that I'm doing. Oh, okay. Guess my printer's turned off. That scared me. Yeah, like I'm here as a missionary. That's my ultimate goal. It's always been the goal. And it will continue to be the goal. And my focus is with students. Like, that's my focus. My focus is on like reaching students. If they didn't like that, they should have communicated to you before cutting support. That's just sucky and mean. Yeah, and they like, that's the other thing, is like they could have communicated that like now, and we could work on it, but it wasn't. It was just like, nope, you're leaving the school, we're cutting support. So this also makes me think that it wasn't just about that, but also they were worried about like supporting me in general. Or yeah, there was something about the recent video. I'll share it with you another time. It's too much to share on here, but the video I posted about people who suck, but we still want to love on them and impact them, they weren't big fans of that video. So these things that I'm scratching on right now, these are not highlights. These are actually things that I'm going to go in and burn. It's just some of the details that I didn't, that I'm kind of just adding myself. And I'll add like shading and stuff too. Yeah, most people don't. I was very surprised that they had a problem with it. It was one of the best videos I've created as far as reactions and people messaging me and shares, and like people were sharing it that I would never expected would share it, you know, and messaging me like, wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. I really needed this. this is like what people need to be hearing. Like, this is a great message, you know. All right, there's those. Now we're going to try to add those details in there somehow. I need a very pointy thing. I feel like I don't have. The only pointy thing I have like cuts into, and I don't want to cut into it. We'll give it a shot. Why not? All right. Also, is the video quality okay? Like, is this all right? Like, how is the quality for you? Can you see what's going on well? I know I lean forward a lot and you just see my head. A little blurry, but only a little. Yeah, I feel like this camera does not focus well on this, and I thought it would be better, but even when I put it here, like here it's okay. Alright, maybe I just need to move it closer. Let's see what that does. Give me a sec. I'm gonna drop it again some more and see. Let's do this. That might be a little better. So yeah, this is the life. Well, I saw an octopus the other day. Sophie, so you were saying you're thinking about doing like YouTube stuff. Are you talking about like shorts specifically, or what happens if I just turn this to here? Can I do that and put it on like? You guess? You guess you want to focus on shorts? So I'm currently flipping through the settings. I just want to see if I can get the video a little better. Oh well. Like what are you thinking? Sorry, I kind of just want some more. I want some more details. Like I can't like necessarily give you more advice if you like you wanted to put art stuff on there or just anything or what? We gotta go. Thanks for the DM about the stream. Praying for your situations. Thank you so much, Kayla. I really appreciate it a lot. Like, and I need that. So, I'll keep you updated. If you and Aaron want a video chat sometime and just discuss things and talk about stuff, like I would love to. So I'm realizing I need to do that more often with people in the States who support me, whether it's just in prayer or financially. Like, I really need to be on the ball about connecting with them. So I would love to connect with you guys some more and share about the situation and just catch up in general. Oh, your wedding's Saturday. Right. Okay, cool. Dang, my bad. Forgot. Have fun at the wedding. Hope it goes well and all. You can't decide what you want to do for YouTube? Well, then I can't, like, help you. So that's my recommendation, is first decide, like, what you want to do. Do you want to do art? Do you want to do fun little animation things? Like what longer form, you said like maybe some longer form content, but like what longer form, like if you're saying that, I imagine you have something in your head that you would like to put into longer form content. What is that something? As long as no one faints. Just make sure they bend their knees from time to time. They don't have to bounce. Just make sure they bend their knees from time to time. Because I could make a YouTube channel about study tips and stuff that I could share during university, or just do art stuff, or combine them. Okay? Do you think you have good study tips? What made you want to do that? Like, what made you think of study tips? Do people like come to you for study tips and ask how you study? Do you enjoy studying? You're probably right. It's like me with streaming games and art, right? Like I have people who enjoy games and I have people who enjoy art. There are very few who enjoy both. So you are right. You will have that. Like my channel, will be about like inspirational art stuff, but at the same time, like I'm going to share about the stuff that I use. I will also do so it'll all be art stuff, but it'll be different things about art stuff, right? So it'll be motivational stuff with art, which can be applied to other stuff as well. It will be like just time lapses of doing art, but then it will also be like reviews of different art stuff, like why do I use what I use, like what burner do I use, and when I'm making journals, and why do I make journals, and where do I get inspiration from, and how do I pull inspiration from a video game to do drawings, An amalgamation of everything. Yeah, that's difficult. Not impossible. But you got to think of why are they going to come to you for all those things. This was something I learned from the webinar about YouTube, like making YouTube videos and making a YouTube channel. Was like you have to think about like, okay, the first thing is like, what is your channel? Like, what do you do, right? So like I'm an art channel, right? Okay. The two is like why, or not, is how. So I'm an art channel, but like why? How do I do art stuff? Like, do I have a sense of humor? Do I do kind of dry stuff? Do I do cool reviews or funny things, or do I do inspirational, motivational stuff? And then the last one is why do you do it? And that's what keeps you going. What keeps you going is the why do you do it. One of my whys is because it really, like, why I want to create like a motivational, inspirational like art channel is because it really saddens me when I see people who are just afraid to create and do stuff. They're afraid to adventure. They're afraid to try something new. And I want to like help them and push them and to do more, to not be afraid to try something new, to not be afraid to do the art or put their art out there, or that's one of my whys. We're getting some good details down on this thing. The problem is it's still like kind of shiny from this light. Because you think YouTube is really about having a niche. You're right. It is about having a niche, and that's why even one of the courses that guy offers is called like niche finder or niche finder, like, but there are YouTube channels who do cover a bunch of stuff. It's just harder for them to get a following. Right. That's good. Like, I don't know your study habits. Like, I don't know what you do in school. Like, I only know the art side of you, mostly like that, and maybe a few other things. But like, there probably is stuff that you have to offer. So It would just be something you have to like sit down and discuss and figure out. Like YouTube is very much about a specific thing. Like the channels who do all kinds of random stuff, it's because of their personalities. People are following them because of their personalities, and they do a bunch of random things that they enjoy. But like that's their niche also, is like the random stuff. It's not like but it's the personality that they're following. It's not the art necessarily, you know, like why would someone care about a random time lapse of an artwork? It depends on the artwork. And again, like that's the thing, like that's why my channel will be artwork, time lapses of artwork, but also, and it's not just, a lot of them want teaching stuff too, like unless you do just like, unless your time lapse is really like relaxing, right? Like I don't need to teach some little bug. People like the time lapses of the chalk art or the spray paint, the graffiti. Like I don't need to teach anything in that, right? Like I could do stuff on teaching as well. So it depends on what you're doing the art of. Not confident enough in your art skills to do tutorials or teach something art related. Yeah, I feel that. Like, that makes sense. But like, time lapse of art is something that people like. Like, people enjoy those things. Like, why do you watch random time lapses of art, or do you? Like, I do. I enjoy art time lapses. I bet you could do, you know what you could do if you wanted to do time lapses? Do those simple watercolor things. Oh, do I still have your... Did I give your thing back to you? I did, right? Do time lapses of watercolor. Like, you don't need to do cool graffiti to do a time lapse. Like, do time lapses of watercolor stuff. And if you want to do YouTube, like, because you enjoy doing watercolors, right? And like, it doesn't even have to be something like the watercolor that you did for me is awesome. Like, do more stuff like that. Like, you nailed that. Like, you have some great pieces for that. Or the, like, the skies with the trees and stuff. Like, do that. Here's what you do, okay? What are you afraid of? Like, what are you afraid of? Like, there's literally nothing to be afraid of. Who cares? Instagram sucks. Like, I'm not, your Instagram is mostly digital art now. Like, who cares? Like, Instagram is trash right now. I guarantee you, whatever you're doing on there is not gonna make a difference right now. Like, my views just dropped because Instagram sucks. I went to posting reels of art stuff. Guess what? Didn't get any more likes. Didn't get any more views. Got less. Like, the thing I had the most reaction on wasn't even art stuff. It was that motivational, like, how to love and care for people. Like, how to impact people. Like, Instagram is trash. Do not use this idea of like, oh no, I'm switching up what it, because like, I'm not being mean, even if it sounds mean, like, you're not big enough for that to matter. And the people who follow you now will probably still follow you if you do something that's not digital art. Okay? Look at even like, of course, if you want to talk about big artists who switch things, look at artists like Loish, who suddenly decided she wanted to start sharing her traditional stuff, or other big artists like that who shared traditional stuff. Their stuff is mostly digital art and big rendered things. Then they do some inking stuff, boom. People still love it. Like, don't get this concept of like, oh no, I'm switching up my Instagram, especially right now. Like, as trash as Instagram is, like, do not worry about that at all. Here's what you do. Here's your thing. Do some simple, cool watercolor, all right? Get some really cool angles with the video. Stuff where you're dropping the watercolor on and like it spreads, or, you know, get different angles. That's the thing. You need to shoot from different angles. You need to do different stuff. You need to follow your brush as it goes, okay? Do a short 30-second, be able to turn it into a 30-second thing. Edit it on YouTube Shorts, or Instagram Reels is better for editing in my opinion, and then you can just save it before you do stuff. Add the music when you upload it upload a YouTube short, see how many views and likes you get and subscribers. That's it. Do it this week, or like tomorrow. All right, I actually have to hop off. This is here's how far we got. Okay, you can see this. All right, we can get a little closer so it's a little clearer. Okay, we're gonna do some shading and stuff tomorrow. I'll teach you. I will teach you. I will teach you how to do that. I really thought, like, you could probably look it up, but I could also do a video. I should do a video about like how to shoot, like what to think about when you're shooting cool YouTube short clips for art, right? Like, there's plenty out there as far as art stuff goes, but like, you want to know how? Like, go look at my journal one. Actually, do look at the journal one. The journal one that hit like 1,500 views. My YouTube short, the journal one. The first journal one, the Slovakia one, not the second one. It didn't do so hot, and I understand why. But you can compare those. Look at both journal ones, and look at the difference of camera angles and editing. I can even watch it with you right now. Watch. Let's do this real quick. I got a few minutes before my meeting. Let's pause this, go to my channel. I will show you really quick. Let's switch this. One second, I need to. Why does it? Huh, that's weird. Strange. Maybe gaming will work. Alright. Sorry, I know I'm messing around with a lot of splashies right now. I just clicked through like 5 or 6 of them. Whoops. Okay, we'll just use this and turn this off. Alright, internet page. let's open this real quick. All right, look at this. Let's go to my shorts, okay? You can see exactly how many views I have on these, all right? Okay, look at, this one was my second one. Also, I don't have a tripod to film time lapses. You should get something like, I'll show you what I used, okay? I used this, I know it's hard for you to see right now. Let's put this internet thing behind my Elgato card, okay? I used this little tripod thing. You can get these pretty easily, okay? Just a little tripod with a camera attachment. Where did I put that? It's just like a, here it is. It's just a thing to hold a phone, like a phone attachment, right? So, and it's flexible. Okay, I can put it on a couple different ways. I can turn it sideways. All right, you want to be able to turn it sideways. Or you can get a better one. You don't have to have a big tripod. I used this, and then I used this thing, which I attached to my desk. Okay. So, and it also has a camera thing on it that I just, and I can move it around like it swivels and stuff too. So that's what I used. But real quick, because I just gotta show you this and then we can talk about it later. So you should buy something to hold your phone. Yes, I recommend a Joby, J-O-B-Y holder. There's a lot of them out there, a little more expensive, but they're worth it. Okay, let's look at the first. Okay, this, I don't know if I can turn it up. Okay, people got bored with this right around here because I smudged for too long. Okay, that's where they got bored. All these camera angles are kind of from the same spot, all right? This one did okay. It hit 714 views. This one hit 1.6. It hit like 1.2 or 3 on the first day. Watch how quick these angles change, and also where the angles are from. Boom, already switching, already switching, already switching. Watch, from this angle, I do it from another angle. From here, look, so now I'm closer to it. I've done some where it's further away. From above, from the side, looking at different things, up close, from the other side. So there, I switched my camera angle, I was up close, like. So if you look at this one, okay, now I switch my camera to the other side. From above, from the side, up close. Okay, now let's look at the other journal one I did. This one only hit 363 views. Okay. These are basically all the same thing, kind of up close. This one didn't do near as well. But the camera angle's kind of the same spot all the time. It's always like right above, right? Also, the lighting wasn't so great. So anyways, that's something to think through. Like, but look up other cool stuff. Look up YouTube shorts on watercolors. Look at YouTube shorts on those things and see how other people do it. Like, that will help you. Why do you like them? Why do you watch it? All right, I am going to go. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the conversation we've had. And yeah, we'll talk more about stuff. And don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid to create. Don't be afraid to do something new or try something different. Like, What's the worst that could happen? Like the whole world turns and hates you? Like highly unlikely that's going to happen, okay? Not impossible, but very highly unlikely. All right, I'm out. Have a good night. Appreciate you. As I always say, like, be inspired, keep creating. And I will see you next time.